what would you like this, to be the end game for you?
That's basically. Ultimately, it's to bring awareness and make people, realize what's really going on in this country. There are a lot of things that are going on that are unjust. People aren't being held accountable for, and that's something that needs to change. That's something that, this country stands for: freedom, liberty, justice for all, and it's not happening for all right now.
Is this something that's evolved as a philosophy in your mind, and how has this kind of progressed that you make a stand like this?
It's something that I've seen, I've felt, wasn't quite sure how to deal with originally, and it is something that's evolved. It's something, as I've gained more knowledge about, what's going on in this country in the past, what's going on currently. These aren't new situations. This isn't new ground. It's things that have gone on in this country for years and years and have never been addressed, and they need to be.
Colin,
Will you continue, Colin, to sit? Continue to sit?
Yes, I'll continue to sit. I'm going to continue to stand with the people that are being oppressed. To me, this is something that has to change, and when there's significant change, and I feel like that flag represents what it's supposed to represent, and this country is representing people the way that it's supposed to, I'll stand.
Specifically, what would you like?
I'm going to read a quote by the football player Colin Kaepernick as far as why he didn't stand during the national anthem that's got everybody in an uproar, and people are burning his jerseys and et cetera, et cetera. It says, "I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color. There are bodies in the streets and people getting paid, leave, and getting away with murder. If they take football away, my endorsements from me, I know that I stood up for what is right." Now, a lot of us, who watch football and just pay attention to, the entertainment industry, whether it's music, sports, movies, etc., we're taking our hat off to this guy. And the reason why we're doing it is because oftentimes we don't see those who are in the public eye, who have the power to influence others, who might be making millions and millions of dollars every year. We don't see them take a stand and say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do this, or I'm going to stand up for the injustice that's going on towards, people of color, but especially black folks at this given time. Now, I've always been one to always call out both sides. I don't like to come out here and, just talk about the coons and sambos and those who throw the black community under the bus, but also give recognition to those sports athletes and those, rappers and et cetera, who do give back and do things for the community. I think a lot of times within the black community, we don't do that enough. We'll easily talk about Stephen A. Smith or what's the chick that did Clueless? We'll easily talk about them. The people who throw us under the bus, but we don't get those who do put their career on the line and speak up, because it's not an easy thing to do. A lot of the same people, criticizing for people not doing that, they won't do that their job. They might be working at, Kenny's Shoes or Taco Bell somewhere, and really don't have too much to lose. But, I wanted to, salute my hat out to this brother, because, he didn't have to do that, and I totally understand where he was coming from. And since he's done this, the racism has came out, white folks out there burning his jerseys. There's been another mix-up where we had people who, whether you're supporting Kaepernick or not, people are saying that, he's not black, which in fact he is black. His mother was white. He has a black father. What happened is that his mother was not able to financially or mentally take care of him when he was born, and she gave him up for an adoption. So that's why, when he's taking pictures with his parents, those are his adopted parents. That's why you see that they're full white. But his biological parents, his mother's white, and his father is black. Now, from my understanding, his father doesn't really acknowledge him. He's never been in his life, for whatever reasons. I can't give you reasons on that, but he is a brother. And I want to put that out there, because a lot of people twisting that up, and they're saying that, oh, well, yeah, he spoke up, and you got black people that won't even speak up for their own people, when in fact he is a black man. So I just want everybody to understand that this is a brother. It's not, we don't need to take this situation and try to ridicule our own people. He's a black man. He understands what's going on here in this country. And I can remember from a personal standpoint when I was in middle school, and I started reading books, coming to having knowledge of self and understanding my environment, the systems that were put in place to keep my people as a permanent underclass and just the world in general. And I refuse to put my hand over my heart and say the Pledge of Allegiance. And I got in trouble at first, but when I got sent to the principal's office for not quote unquote following the rules, I explained to her why I did not feel like I wanted to do that. And because I had a legitimate reason, the principal allowed. She said, hey, he has a legitimate reason as to why he doesn't feel like he should stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance during class. And, I didn't have to say it. I never said it throughout school. I didn't say it the rest of middle school. I didn't say it in high school. I didn't say it all the way up into college. I don't say it now. So, I understood this at a very young age. And, of course, you got kids that's going to try to copycat. We got one kid doing something, other kids are trying to rebel. But, I had a legitimate reason, and I was passionate about my reason. So, I can relate to how Colin Kaepernick feels about this situation, And this is why I've been an advocate of the black community, especially us policing our own communities. Let's get involved within our own communities. Let's put justice within our hands. I'm not saying go out there, kill police officers, nothing like that. But we got to really unify and start doing things in our community. Let's not, wait on the National Guard, which I totally disagree with, or let's not, wait on the police to do certain things. We need to police our own communities. We need to start putting our dollars together. We need to come together and start building, because if we don't, nobody else will, because we see every day in and day out, that nobody gives a damn, and if we don't start coming together and start standing up, whether you got $1 million in your bank account or you got 50 cents in your bank account, if we don't start standing up and start being vocal, we're not going to get anywhere. And I think that, this generation, it's neither one or two sides. You got people who are afraid to speak up, and then you have those people who want to speak up but maybe just don't have any direction of how to change a lot of things that's going on right now. But, again, salute to Colin Kaepernick. My hat goes off to him, because and those brothers too, D Wade, Chris Paul, LeBron James, and who's the other, Melo. I gotta tip my hat off to them, because a lot of people, try to ridicule them for what they did, black and white. But again, a lot of the same people will not do the same thing themselves. So for those who are using their platform and using the power that they have and the influence they have to create change and promote change, I'm all for that. And I got a lot of respect for these guys. But you guys give me your feedback on it. I'm out. Peace.